My name is Justin Prince. The name of my agency is Ad Squad. Our niche or vertical is e-commerce. So we spend quite a bit of time, on Facebook ads and Google ads, and we take products of anyone that's created their brand and we sell them and scale that brand. Before we started with Seven Figure, we really struggled. We would get like 5, 6, 7 clients, and then over a pattern of like 6 months, we would go into management mode and we would lose a majority of those clients. And really the culminating point for me is when we had just lost like 4 of our big clients. We only had 2 clients. We were just negative in profit, negative in capital. And I was introduced to Josh Nelson's book, and that really was the turning point for me. So we're at 27 clients now, and MRR this month, we're trying to hit our 115,000 for this month. We're over the 100K, we're scaling, we're pushing aggressive for this end of this month to hit 115K. Prior to Seven Figure, it was honestly a hodgepodge of stuff. Like we had spreadsheets, we had software, we had systems, but nothing was cohesive and there wasn't really a roadmap. For me, trying to find someone to be like, hey, take this step and that step, it was really hard for me to find. So prior to Seven Figure, we were everywhere. Like stuff was a mess. I couldn't keep track. I'd have to create a new spreadsheet for every new system. There was no SOP, there was no EOS, there were none of those base systems prior to Seven Figure. After Seven Figure, now I'm not saying we're doing anything perfect, and we're not, but there was a roadmap with checklists of what we should be doing and what's next. Like once we reach this pinnacle, boom, come back, you still have to finish this, and it kind of keeps you grounded, is what I found. My biggest challenges were landing clients consistently, knowing what I need to do to land clients and then deliver consistent results. And so in the landing clients, it's doing some of the basics. And we all know we should be doing some of these things, but when you're in the heat of like running your business, you forget, wait, I need to produce a webinar. Wait, I need to be doing outreach. Wait, I need to track my numbers. Some of those basics you take for granted, and then there's not a tracking sheet or you keep shuffling through sheets, but it really gives you the consistent tools to be able to do that. And then deliver results, the same thing. Unless you're staying on the consistent practices you need to do, you're rotating and you're forgetting those things. So for us, it was those 2 key indicators that made a big difference. So the biggest thing that I would say has changed is in EOS, in the operating system, in the scorecards, has allowed us to not just say, okay, we gotta land clients this month and we gotta do this, and then, we have to deliver results. But those 2 things now are consistent. There's, welcome gifts going out to new clients. We understand the KPIs we're supposed to hit. And for me as a business owner, it's allowed me to step back a little bit in the business and see, wait a minute, who's hitting their KPIs and who's not? So I can specifically dive in to make the changes that need to happen. And so for me now, it's made a massive difference from just running around with my hair on fire all the time to understanding specifically what needs to change and where. Financially, to give you a little hindsight, like I had all my credit cards, this is before I started Seven Figures, all my credit cards were maxed. I had a giant PayPal loan, and then I had to eventually sell my truck. So I was walking back and forth. I'd have to Uber, to the office to work. So I was in the negative. I was just stressed to the nines. I was completely stressed out. Now it's really flipped. Now I'm not maxed out on credit cards. I have a vehicle, and it's a different kind of stress. Now it's a growth stress. Now it's like, should we take this client? Should we not take this client? As opposed to just desperation for anything. It's a much better place to be. This is a big turning point for us. 6 to 12 months, we have to decide, are we going to double the size of the agency, meaning 115 to 230, or are we going to optimize profitability for acquisition? And so for us in the next 6, 12 months, we're pushing hard on doubling in size, but we want to do it more effectively, more efficiently, and more profitably. And so next 6 to 12 months, our goal still, the big hairy goal is 230,000 MRR in the month, but optimizing profitability to go from like 33%, which is what we average, to around 50% in profitability. So highly efficient, highly profitable. For me, in the space that we're in digital marketing, it is cutthroat. I've experienced that where people are like, I'll be your friend, and then they try to take your client. You don't have that here. There is a calm, consistent, cohesive community that is actually there to help you. And we've all been a part of these guru scams. This is not it. This is the place where you're going to get people who genuinely care and want you to succeed, even if you're in the same vertical. I've never experienced this anywhere else. And for me, it's been very transformative and healing for a lot of the anguish you deal with in our space. And so that's why I would say you should join. And if not, at the very least, you will get tenfold for anything that you put in. So So it's worth it if you're here for any of those reasons and you're really looking to grow. Big thank you to Josh, big shout out. You know, I know it sounds dumb, but when you're in those emotional states, in the low lows, and we all hit them, having a simple book that you can look at, having someone you can reach out to in a community, it will help your mental health. And I know in this space, everyone gets so stressed out and we're all dealing with life, but having someone else that'll breathe a little bit of hope and future into you and your business is priceless.